Bukit luka lama. Iya dekat TV kan juga nggak tahu. Cuman ini satu orang lagi nih. Lagi main yuk. Nggak semua kaget kan? Oh alah, berapa menit lagi? Belum penuh, nanti BTR semua pengen ikut semua guys. Kadang susahnya kayak gitu loh nih. Kawan-kawan dari mana itu pengen ikut semua nanti. Satu aja lah ya.
Siapa mau ikut
Ada yang mau ikut nggak?
Oh, ada tempatku.
Ya udah, gas lah. BG gacha lah, gacha apa telur. Gas, bismillahirrahmanirrahim, semoga lancar ya guys ya. Tidak ada halangan, tidak ada kendala. Semuanya nyaman, semuanya terhibur, semuanya betah. Ada juga rezeki-rezeki yang bermanfaat untuk kita semuanya di sini ya. Semoga tidak mati-mati listrik, tidak meletup PC-nya. Semuanya aman lah, amin ya rabbal alamin. Bismillah, pertama, serot.
Bismillah, serot.
Amin. Kenapa mesti ketawa, cu? Kali komen ketawa. Tebat.
I won my last match.
Bisa jauh.
Ku bilang amin sampai ke pelaminan.
Pelaminan Pak. Mana amplop hasil kemarin, Man?
Tak cu, amplop apaan cu?
Hasil apa? Mana orang-orang itu? Orang-orang yang lagi apa ngasih apa kemarin lah?
Baru main udah nge-lag. Man, bawa Man.
Wah,
nge-lag aku sumpah.
jangan aku lagi mau itu kopi.
Ngota aja.
BG.
Jangan terlalu. Apa pelaku? Lagi masak aku.
Anjir, lab masak co. Gimana sih?
Pakai wifi mana sih nih?
Bang Bob, Bang Heru.
Sabar aku bikin kopi dulu, Cok.
Bang Andika masih, Bang Andika. Mawar-mawar banggaan Nusantaranya. Bang
Ini si Jinora ini.
Nge-lag aku, anjing.
Gimana ketua soal apa kemarin?
Wah,
Andika, makasih Bang Andika.
Kalau telat kalian unfollow ya. Nge-lag aku, sumpah.
Ya.
200 aku.
Pertama, ini abang yang Malaysia kemarin ya?
Iya.
Tekan terus Andika. Oke, guys ya, sabar ya.
Tengah aman ya. Tengah aman.
Jangan. Kurang ada kok.
Watch out.
Tadi mana, Cok?
Anjir, ini ada orang.
Mark the location.
Nge-lag gak karuan. Asu.
Penyampaiannya Bang. Ketua. CRT Cute. Enggak. Siapa Cute? Waalaikumsalam. Siapa pesan? Di mana, Jol?
Pesawat.
Oh, patrol. Rumah dia nyongkel lagi.
Bang nih.
Parah si B tinggal terus.
Parah sih tinggal terus.
Ya, Bang Male kenapa ngomong, Cuk?
Ada.
Gimana?
Oke, gameplay.
Penumpang si biji telur ini.
Wush. Aku kena
Iya,
KS banyak
jangan.
gila tadi. Aku kena 4 dari itu.
Sabar ya, guys.
Bantu
Sabar ya,
lagi.
guys.
Parah
Ya,
sih.
maksudnya ya.
Ya ngelek aku. Parah sih.
Mm-mm.
Help!
Astagfirullahaladzim, kat situ dah banyak. Kenapa kat situ? Astagfirullahaladzim.
Udah dong.
Ya kali kalah aja.
Dari atas. Kayak mana ini? Keperangan lagi ya.
Awas depanmu ada.
Like stop kali tuh.
Help!
Kena dari mana kau? Anak asuh.
Di bawah.
Sini BG. Nice.
Tes.
Help!
Apa lagi tuh?
Aduh, kok
Alah.
malah dua-duanya.
Nice.
Sayang banget ya.
Kok bisa, Cok?
Don't give up. Your
Jangan nembak
teammates
duluan.
can still recall you.
Di kolka gua. Udah.
Mas Philip aman sinyal dia, Cuk. Lagi di rumah dia. Sama siapa di luar?
Aduh. Kok ada mobil lagi? Ya, di belakang.
makasih juga yang udah di-share-share ya guys ya, yang udah absen, yang udah tutup layar untuk visinya.
Oh, depan mau ada.
Like apa kali tuh Pak?
Help!
Kena dari mana kau? Anak asuh.
Di bawah, di bawah.
Sini PG. Nice.
Tes.
Help!
Apa lagi tuh?
Aduh, kok
Alah.
dua-duanya.
Nice.
Sayang banget.
Kok bisa, Cok?
Don't give up. Your
Jangan nembak
teammates can
duluan.
still recall you.
Di kolka gua. Udah.
Bener ya?
Tak gitu.
Mas Philip aman sinyal dia, Cok. Lagi di rumah dia. Sama siapa di luar?
Aduh. Kok ada mobil lagi? Ya, di belakang. Jauh, Cok.
Wah. Tak supplement bang. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sayang. Kak Bunga makasih absen ya.
Ada itu.
Sayang makasih sayang. Absennya sayang. Lagi waktunya buka lagi. Tungguin po. Masuk. Gak
Kok
ada.
ada apa?
Waalaikumsalam. Welcome masuk guys. Besok apa?
Depan ya.
Pegang dia, Joy. Wajah tersenyum, wajah tersenyum. Sana aja.
Allahu Akbar.
Ada orang, Man?
Nggak ada.
Kirimu bagi
Ini
BG.
buat terflash.
Kirimu bagi BG. Nah,
Mampir aja, Cuk.
Waduh gawat.
cepet lah mancing orang-orang yang dia
Nggak
ini.
dapet skor ya.
Alah, area. Jangan bawa sembarangan dia, jangan bawa sembarangan.
Sejauh tersangka.
BGP sekarang kameranya.
Iya kah? Anjay.
Ya.
I'm recalling a teammate.
Waalaikumsalam.
Udah kah?
Alhamdulillah setelah update versi
Enggak kamera
Thanks.
lama ini, tapi aku rubah tempat
Oh,
posisinya
boleh,
aja.
Si
Operation Espionage commencing.
Bos seberapa?
Ya, ambil pesan deh, guys.
Baris berapa? Putu nih bekas man.
Serahkan mau kemana apa
Sound
main
wave
ternak.
superior. Constructed cons
Ini apa, Cuk?
inferior.
Terserahmu apa si Aju telur. Pensi aja pensi. Wah, merdeka.
Ya Allah, ngelek.
Gue dapet itu tuh apa?
Transformer itu.
Ya.
Siapa?
Optimum Pro. Wah,
Tempe.
Guys, lumayan.
I got supplies.
Dapat transformer, guys.
Gua.
Apa tempe?
Ambil lagi.
Iya.
Aku sekarang pakai senjata asam lambung ini aja lah gila.
Kalau jangan guys, pilih aja minumnya sendiri ya. Ya, Mas.
Dadah, yuk.
Yuk.
Iya, itulah bahasanya. Kan, aku beneran guys. Orang minta apa yang dijual?
Watch out.
Ada orang kah?
Jadi itu Gorgopol itu. Sebelah.
Bawa aja transformernya, nggak dibawa kan nih?
Back leader itu.
Bawa.
Telur tinggal lah ya, Bro.
Nyepes nih.
I got supplies.
Iya. Jangan sih, guys.
Leadernya mana itu?
Hah?
Ada leader.
Enggak. Ada tas 3 nih. Ceritanya kayak gitu. Sama, ini peninggalin apa dibahas?
Tak kicuk.
Ada yang bilang caciman, ada yang bilang kuat sih.
Mau cari kill yang di mana nih?
Tasnya di
Maaf, jangan dibuka. ada player kan guys,
Watch out.
player kan guys.
Ayo,
Iya ya.
Ini ada mobil sini Yul. Ini ada mobil Yul.
Watch out.
aku ada mobil juga ini. Tinggal
Ya makanya udah siap kan perang.
tujuan aja, tujuan.
Gas.
Iyalah, siapa mainan kursi telur? Yang dimain guys.
Ikut.
Di sana tadi ada
Siapa
mobil
main
itu.
kursi?
Di mana?
Siapa tahu
Wah, ambil.
sama merdeka.
Oh iya.
Ambil bang nomor 4 itu ya. Ada buat belakang itu.
Mana sih? Siapa ngumpetin belakang tadi? Siapa main? Oh, di sini guys. Kami bikin.
Di sebelah mana shop kah Bigi?
Di aku pas di apa?
Bigi.
Sabar.
Satu orang di aku ya. Oh, dua orang. Ini apartemen dua-duanya ini ada. Satu-satu.
Wait, apa mana?
Hah? Iya.
Di mana ya?
Di aku pas di aku. Ini satu,
Marked a location.
ini satu.
Marked a
Dua-duanya ada.
location.
Sabar guys, ini ada Belanda musuh kita nih. Di lantai 3 ya. Iya bang. Ini di lantai 3 juga ini.
Help.
Aduh.
Hilangin ya. Nice. Satu lagi Jul, di sini Jul, pas di sini.
Marked a
Rumahnya nih.
location.
Pegang bang. Ini.
Watch out. Help.
Waduh.
Hampir aja cuy. Udah. Pegang aja bang itu. Bilang jangan ganggu dulu. Orang-orangnya bohong.
Aku yang mana? Kau di sana.
Ada orang.
Naikin itu ya.
Ngeri kalau itu dia. Ngeri Pep itu.
Oh belum buka ini nih. Wah anjir, timbul flare lagi tuh.
Masih rekolan.
Jangan dilepas ya mobil robotnya ya.
Pelan masih ya. Ada apa?
Lupa. Apa di
Ya aku
Watch out.
di rumah ini. Dari
Watch
tengah
out.
pada.
Watch out.
stopnya dia.
Bawah
Watch
nih
out.
rumahnya.
Ayo naik bareng yuk. Ya TPP nih, berdua yuk.
Sakit banget nih tadi.
Mana berduanya? Aduh,
Mau lihat. Mau kayak ini yuk.
gak semua kan kok berdua.
Ada satu lagi.
Di tingkat 2.
Heal dia.
Aduh.
Kalah juga dia.
Aduh.
Bisa
Anjir.
Di troll BG aku pun.
apa telur?
Duain kemana dia duain?
Aku di belakang mau ngokang itu aku cancel.
Jangan
I'm
ngokang.
recalling a
Duain
teammate.
kok ngokang.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Sisa 2 man.
Hah? Ih, sisa berdua kita.
Kalau ayam.
Iya. Ngokang. Pirut telur.
Mana mayatku jangan kelut. Jul.
Mana?
Nah, aku
Yuk. Jonas sakit, Cok.
belum. Kak Git, makasih Kak Git. Mana lu? Man, kau bawa robot nggak, Man?
Hah?
Robot.
Enggak. Pembelian dulu, sabar.
Yes. Iya, yang kiri aja, guys. Belanja dulu. Tak mau mengisemu. Anak shoot wilayah mau kemana, Bang?
Sini.
Bang Yato nggak ada koin ya? Aku kasih koin ini untuk absen. Lob oren ya. Buat lob oren ya. Lob oren, jangan ros. Lob oren lah. Nah, mantap thank you.
Heidi. Passwordnya.
Tuh. Edi apa password gimana ini?
Hai, semangat tangannya dia
Lawan
tuh.
robot kah?
Hah?
Lawan robot kah?
Lo masih bisa berubah?
Bisa. Wah, sudah tidak bisa.
Bisa lagi orang udah segini.
Every day, be me. Every day, be me. Every day, be me.
Oh.
Ngopi dulu, guys.
Sabar.
Iya. Papapnya mungkin.
Enak kali anjir.
Oh, Pak Reti. Makasih aksesnya bayar.
Kanan tuh. Kanan.
Gimana?
Itu.
Watch out!
Jangan tak diterima. Mana pula kan?
Wut, dari hatinya. Thank you Rosnya, Bang Yato.
Tuh di dalam tuh.
Oh, salah.
Masih lagi kita.
Enggak dapat.
Walid nak Dewi boleh.
Baru ke siapa?
Jangan memberantak kita lihat.
Sabar.
Dan keturuti dia ke hiji. Ada terima kasih hasilnya karate. Contoh nih, eta di dia, nob, ayang terus rada-rada. Dia. Mana musuhnya man?
Diam lah muncung BG bau kali.
Muncungmu lebih bau.
Kan. Tuh.
Pasti ya, welcome.
Pada kemana nih?
Bang Udin, jangan gitu ya kayak dia maksudnya. Itu bigikan.
Habis musiknya.
Aku nggak bisa nembak man.
Yang mau dengerin musik
Iya,
pakai
nggak bisa.
headset ya guys ya.
Bang
Enak
Udin,
kali
makasih
deh
Bang
headset tuh.
Udin.
Yang nggak enak suara BG
Ini
aja.
ada orang nih. Terusnya ada orang nih.
Nggak mau itu aja.
Kok ada ya?
Kita coba geser kameranya di sini bagus nggak ya?
Geser aja, Pak Moy yang geser. Sentralin makasih ada.
Ini.
Jadi itu aja lah ya.
Sabar. Atas juga ada. Sabar. Atas.
Aduh,
Di kanan ini man, di balik ini man.
bagus.
Tapi kok dia.
Lagi. Wow.
Cece. Ini apa?
Enak kali musiknya anjir.
Apa lagi?
Orang.
Ya,
Di atas kan? Awas.
Iya.
Ismi, udah pakai iPad ya bang kita?
Sini.
Udah pakai iPad ah?
depan. Halo.
Saya TikTok langsung.
Bom.
Jangan.
Dir Bang Jul, gimana kabarnya? Alhamdulillah sehat. Gimana AA? Sehat kah? Udah pakai iPad ya?
Ambil rumah kita yuk.
Alhamdulillah, Jul.
Belum lah, cuk. Mau begini sebenarnya.
Apa, Jul?
Apa Jul udah pakai iPad ngeri AA kita ini ya.
Ya udah dari belakang ada tuh.
Oke.
Tahu, aku kemarin rencana mau ngambil iPad, tapi aku masih main motor.
Enggak, Jul, itu
Tetap pakai HP. Kok bisa gitu view-nya? Rencana kemarin mau ambil iPad aku, terus aku beli motor Mio Sporty.
Iya.
Oh.
Naik kita aja motor.
Andi.
Tekan dulu.
Udah ke M pula yang
Main motor aku sekarang. Main motor Mio, guys.
Udah angkat tadi. Udah kena auto.
dia mau punya gitu dia.
Udah lah yang musiknya ya.
Anjir nembak.
Wah. Udah main motor Mio aku. Baik. Gimana kan?
Tembakin kau bisa gitu. Woi. Apaan sih? Bener. Oh ini di depan gua.
Kali 4 bang, jarak dekat. Oh.
Bisa sampai 3 orang itu. Siapa?
gampang kok, Jul. Kalau mau modif rotasi layar kan miring lalu masukin Pubg logo update.
Gampang kok Jul kalau mau modif cukup rotasi layar
Masih di kanan ya.
kan
Harus di kanan.
miring. Lalu Pubg cukup rotasi layar kan layar maksudnya
Beda squad berarti itu.
gampang kok Jul kalau mau modif cukup rotasi layar kan miring, rotasikan rotasi layar kan miring lalu masukin
Paham gak?
udah tahu goblok. Weh,
Walid.
halo cantik. Thank you absennya Kak
Iya dong,
Mi.
Joy.
Thank you absennya Kak Mi.
Nak Dewi boleh.
Gak paham aku.
Itu HP baru number 1. Rotasi layar buat layar miring kan.
Kenapa tiba-tiba waktu
Kok
gameplay itu kalau udah kembali seperti biasa lah ini lah.
Anjay. Yakin tuh?
Makanya
Hahaha.
gak mudeng aku. Nah, gini aja lah, besok aja kita beli iPad aja besok. Besok kita beli iPad aja. Nih, rotasi yang mana? Yang ini, rotasi yang merah ini. Terus
di Raiso Tikara.
So di koloni.
Iya.
di luar. Ntar aku relock Bigi.
Iya ya.
Nah, ini diginiin, dihidupin kan. Terus gini. Mana lah menceng HP ku nggak mau. Terus yang mana lagi?
Masuk ke YouTube dulu.
Itu.
Saat wasit ini menangkap bola voli di tengah pertandingan,
Nah, ini misal terus.
Miring Galayana.
Miring.
Ready for a
Nggak
getaway?
miring-miring
Plan
nih.
your trip effortlessly with the Trip.com app. Book flights,
Keberan
hotels,
ini.
and attraction
Kali
tickets
pun.
all in one place.
Jangan diklik itunya.
Ini orangnya.
Jangan
Mas,
diklik itu.
gitu.
Apanya? Ini.
Lebih cantik aslinya daripada yang
Lah 600 CT yang mau buat. Paling aja dulu. Tapi kayaknya di apa?
Weapon.
Kemarin itu jelas aja. Ini masih ada beberapa.
Satu lagi kanan. Kanan.
Allah, mana? Satu.
Aduh, knock 2 itu.
Cium dulu. Cium dulu maunya tuh. Itulah kadang ya guys ya, namanya susah juga kalau urusan kayak gini. Terima kasih Len, makasih Len. Bagus. Iya. Iya semua. Sama model-modelannya sama kan? Ntar lagi aku nih mau apa nih? Mau mata nipen. Kame. Iya, dikepang ya.
Don't give up. Your teammates can still recall you.
Gak bisa deh Yondo. Orang lihat batuan juga. Enggak bercita damai sih. Apa? Nuria Roblox.
Help! Help! Help!
Lah,
Ya Allah.
Panjul.
apa kali tinggal kan?
Aduh, terkejut aku.
Iya.
Panjul, oi.
Don't
Oi.
give up. Your
Terkejut aku.
teammates can still recall you.
Iya.
Kali kali sini.
Udah kau sini aja.
Aku juga dulu jamak-jamakan.
Mati bahku
Oh,
panggil.
awal-awal.
Enggak. Kalau kamu yang manggil enggak apa-apa.
Itu enggak sama mama kan maksudnya.
Kebawa mimpi aja enggak apa-apa.
Lah kenapa? Jangan lah gitu. Banyak kali yang kurang langganan begini.
Au mas au.
Semua lagi bikin DJ menentangkan nanti.
Cewek. Iya. Cewek.
Yang udah hilang.
Ih, hai sih.
Anjay.
Sendiri langganan enggak bisa.
Saat
Kalau
ku
bisa aku
dekat
langganan
denganmu, jantungku
Iya.
berdetak kencang saat ku melihatmu di sana.
Diam lanjut.
Nah, cewek.
Semenjak ada dirimu, ini rasa indahnya. Semenjak ada kau di sini. Ya.
Ada barang di tengah.
Ini kali 8 ke bawah.
Bela.
Boleh.
Thank you, Lel.
Bebas lu. Penting sehat-sehat.
Walid nak Dewi
Iya,
boleh.
Siapa ini? Pakai sniper kan dulu?
Enggak.
Berisik kali Jul.
Bersih kali dulu. Siapa bersih?
Ada datang.
Lihat belum bisa buka ya?
Belum, masih 46 detik.
Kak Git, makasih Kak Git, tetapnya Kak Git.
Ini 10 orang di mana aja nih?
Di depan bawah.
Sila.
Kiri.
Datang.
Di sini ramen lah.
Ya. Masuk.
Ya mau perang nggak Zu? Aku mau Maju malah.
Di dalam
Watch
ada.
out! Watch out!
Apaan dulu kata dia? Dia aku nyanyi tadi. Dia
Di bawah aku ada.
terus.
Wow,
Ada lelah.
Di atas Jul. Di bawah itu Jul. Ini Jul.
Attack the mark! Attack the mark!
Gak nampak.
Pas itu Jul. Iya. Ada di situ dia. Dalam situ dia.
Oh ya.
ada.
Boy, makasih tapnya ya Kak Boy. Lupa. Oh iya lupa aku mau login. Gak tahu lupa.
Oke.
Nanti lagarin dipakai kamen nih ya ini. Habis ini.
Di atas.
Di atas ya.
This ends now, Megatron.
Di atas.
Rame ya. Ada.
Kenapa ngasih
Help! Help!
Alah.
Biar gue mainkan. Ya telur. Oh, nanti pepes sama.
Aduh.
Guys.
Teno. Angkatnya belakang dulu.
Oh lah iya. Oh alah. Sorry Bapak Rut.
Oh, teman datang
Iya,
ya.
nanti gua salah. Siapa ngasih korun nih guys? Iya ngasih dulu. Bang Bo makasih Bang Bo. Kali kasih korun dulu.
Tetap timus yang mending saya.
Timus itu di
Bang Bo ada korun 50 korun dulu.
Tentu nggak bisa dapat kan.
Ya, kirim itunya Ler. Kontinannya Ler. Woi.
Mas helm banyak itu ya.
Gimana?
Kalau mau kaki kita ada korun kaki.
Wah tuh. Daftar kan nih.
Makasih ya BG. BG siapa? Aduh.
Mana?
Daftar kan depannya.
Bang tuh wah.
Watch out!
Ini buat ini.
Maximum overdrive.
Kasih Begi. Aku ganti akun dulu Nyul.
Akun apa?
All for freedom.
Bisa lelang.
Oke. Jadi tunggu, jangan langsung gas. Udah tahu nggak berteman kita?
Hah?
Udah tahu aku sama punya lelang nggak? Berteman deh.
Ya udah nanti gua hapus.
Anjing. Wih,
Jauh.
siapa
Bang,
yang
Bang.
naruh robot ini? Siapa yang naruh di situ?
Baru tumbuh tuh bang.
Iya,
Baru 2
siapa yang
tahun
naruh
itu.
pokok di situ? Tempe.
Itu deh.
Watch out!
Maka. Kat lagi.
I am Optimus Prime.
Di atas. Di atas.
Di atas mana dia? Nice.
Ya.
Yuk.
Autobots, roll out.
Apa dia ada flag kan? Oh, maaf.
Ke robot kita.
Tak apa, aku pegang flag kan. Bahaya. Turun-turun yang lain keluar. Tak ada lompat ke sini.
Help!
Allah dah jauh. Dapat man.
Mana dia?
Tak tahu aku. Terang.
Ada orang ini ya.
Boleh. Sikat. Sikat, tapi penuh. Okey bang, tinggal je. Tinggal je.
Critical damage, but I still function.
Walid nak Dewi
Thank you
boleh.
absennya semua.
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks.
Do not breathe.
Aku ke apartemen terus. Ada orang kali di sana.
Rame. Tae. Nah, ini shotgun namanya kok.
Berarti kuat dia paman loh.
Temannya aku. Keluar dulu bang. Tempe. Nunggu dia dulu bang.
Boleh. Boleh dulu ya.
Lama kali telur. Thank you Bapak Rudi.
BGBGK.
Ya nunggu BGSU ini lama kali Cok.
Layoutnya.
Ya aturlah di lobby dulu.
Oh iya, lama.
Ayah, tuh tombol ngepronnya taruh tengah layar. Yes, welcome guys. Dad,
Eh. Lelah main tapi musuh dulu. Ini siapa cok ketua kalian ini? Ini aku kaptennya Nyol.
Ya bentar.
Aku kan mataku rumput nengok rumput tuh.
Oh, tai. Telur.
Iya.
Pakai baju api.
Iya. Maksudnya ketua lobby ini kan klan lobby nih. Sabar. Semangat ya yang masih kerja, masih lembur ya. Sakit, lelah. Kan nggak nampak, pas perang nampak ya? Oh iya. Pas apa nih? Yang gitar itu ada nggak? Season 1 tuh. Yang gitar itu ada nggak? Season 1 tuh.
sets new upgradable chain.
Obviously a good start on a drop could be a nice way to get them straight back into that same mindset from what we saw on day one.
Yeah, I mean, day one, Sandhawk for Yangon Galacticos, fantastic 14 Elim throw to pick up there. So it was a really, really good first match for them. Kind of fell off a little bit towards the rest of the day, you can see there. 42 points though, so they were bringing it back over on the final two Miramars, but the air angles looked a little bit lackluster for game 2, game 3.
Not bad so far though. Scent of Rosemary certainly in the air. You can see he's still keeping himself above water with some of the pickups back over. It was that initial knock, full takedowns, obviously leaving the free.
Yeah, I mean for Krypton again, it's like your entire team's sent out.
Yeah.
No one's with you. I don't know why he tried to go for a solo drop inside of Camp Alpha. Maybe there's miscommunication there. It wasn't made fully clear. He's already full committed over towards Camp Alpha. He's like, where's my teammates? No one here.
The boys are not to be seen.
They could have easily had center northwest on the hilltop. I don't know, man. Bit of a weird one, but they can adjust. They can adjust.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bounce back from it. A little bit worse for wear. Seems like they've got some to work with, though, topping themselves back up.
But Yangon Galacticos actually leaving that engagement. Smile takes a lot of damage, actually, coming through from R8. Do you send them off? So they'll take the entirety of Paradise Resort. Doesn't really matter too much. I think for Yangon Galacticos getting out from Paradise Resort early, especially when this is leaning up towards that northwest side, you're wanting to get away from it early. It's not the greatest of positions to be in Paradise Resort. Getting locked in there as well is a very easy thing to do. I think it's more of an ego thing as well, where you really don't want to lose that fight in Paradise Resort. But with the fact that for Yangon Galacticos there was a free rotate down towards that southwest side, I think that shows character. It shows maturity.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think it was nice as well because obviously it was the mid portion of that game game one for them, where they really started to turn up the heat and just kept compounding it. They had a good read on when to get stuck in with the third parties. Rotates were nice, obviously. Rough early game would not be the ideal recipe going into this. Rigo again, though, it's Moana being absolutely unloaded on from the sidelines. DBS up close, but they give him no distance to playoffs. Zol's able to grab that one. Full commit, another man goes down from the squad.
This is a ridiculous team, by the way, for Alpha Gaming. I mean, if it's your first time seeing them, they have many players that have been up to the hippity top of the international level, with Zol on the team way back when on Zeus Esports, getting huge amounts of work done there for Mongolia. You've got Top coming through, previously Stalwart before they all broke apart, and Doc there as well. And everyone knows Doc's name. I'm sure even if you're not very aware of that team in general, you know who Doc is. He plays in most internationals. Very, very, very strong player. Now, I do worry though, because it's a team with a lot of personality on board. His vision though, moving in over towards Sandhawk.
This is Vision grouped up, looking to rock together. Go for the burst in. DBS is bringing the baseline as the beat comes through. Bit of a shot back over from Vision. 2 knocks instantly onto them. Marcelo up close towards the window side, just baiting off his teammates' contact, looking for the close range engagement. And it's not ideal for Team Secret. 1 by 1, ripped to pieces. And yesterday we saw them performing far better when they could play passive blank. It felt like if they were able to play from a distance, it was good. Here it's a rough early start.
You do wonder if Fourth Rise is going to get involved on this. I mean, Falak has seen this. Takes a good angle down towards that south side as well. Gets a little bit of damage in. Will finish off that final player of Team Secret as well. But that's a 3 knockdown there coming through for Vision. It's a hard one though, because you don't really want to give up the bridge crossing on the north side. But also that could have been 3-4 pickups, giving you a bit more of opportunity to rotate down towards that south. It's a tough decision. Here's Alpha Gaming though, once again, coming up against GMX.
It's already costly as well. A lot of dividends between both of these teams. You're down to 2 players. Of course, 1 knock there as well, so effectively just a solo. Doc with the nade for the clear on the angle. No real health to play with either. DBS raining out bullets back onto him, keeping him in check. Even if they come away from this, you're going to be so low in terms of what you've invested into it.
They'll run back into it.
Oh, mate!
It's not gone off yet! Not gone off yet!
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, my days. That is... that's an interest.
I thought we'd at least just commit at that point on the double take.
I was like, okay, that's a mad play. It's not gone off. He's just going to straight the building. But instead, he's just stepping on it over and over again, going for the bop hit maneuver. This is not footy. You can't kick that thing away. So, yeah, Alpha Gaming, though, they do lose 2 players. Just Top as well as Doc remaining on the team. Pretty strong combo to have. But as a 2-player unit, not ideal. So already losing Team Secret and Gamax and a total of 14 players. 7 minutes in the match. This is getting hairy real quick.
You mentioned it as well, of course, with Vision potentially getting dove down on by the Fourth Rise roster. It seems that they are throwing out a few bullets their way to keep them in check. And on the move.
Yeah, that's a decent shift for Fourth Thrives, 100%. And Falak was having a look in. You're right, you're absolutely right. He was having a look in down towards that south side, but now I would say their position in the circle becomes way, way, way stronger in terms of real estate. You do have this difficulty though, Jackie, I will say, where you've got 2 players up towards Hatin, you've got T24 as well as IQ down towards the southern compound on the bridge. You're a bit fragmented right now. If they feel like they can hold all that area, sure.
I suppose we'll see if they do overcommit to it. Seems like Falak is still curious if they can actually get anything from it before they back up and play a little bit more for the long game. Could be a risk you run into. You had Rosemary up on the hill as well, just taking shots down, and he was able to find some impact there, of course, towards Alpha. Got pushed up on. It was a rough early fight for them. I think losing 2 from it, considering how they were hoping, obviously it'd just be a quick smash and grab, it's not ideal. They haven't made out like bandits.
Yeah, it was 2 fights back-to-back, right? And they were just forcing that position on the south side, which can actually be a really, really strong place to play and keep you in check for a long time, because it's the slope that comes down from where APG are currently playing down towards Kinotropa, who's just making it in now. Thunder Talks currently playing in the Watchtower. You got Intense Game looking their way. But there's another shot coming through from Rosemary. Doing some great job on these pot shots. 600 damage already into the match here. Lovely stuff, because I think Kino Troop was trying to find a little bit of presence here, playing up on the cliff tops, but they're disconnected now.
And they're quick pop-ups as well. Actually, the shots he's been hitting, you can see how crisp he is from distance, which is nice to see he's still on it. Finding influence here, considering obviously the rough opener they had going into this. Dive in of the top, Silence getting aggressive. Got the nade ready as well. 3 seconds on the cook. I don't know how he just keeps doing this. Yeah, absolutely is dominating. Just from that one position on high. He's been given so much freedom to rip his way through anyone that dares to step up. Oh, that is going to sting. Smited back down to the ground. Up close with the DBS. You feel the full force in your chest on that one, Blank.
That's decent coming through from Intense Game. Very respective of their region as well, right? It's a very aggressive region that Intense Game play in. They see an opportunity, they're going to take it. And they only lose Rafa as well for it in the process. Adrian, very, very strong player on that team. Really, really good fragger. But it's nice to see that Rafa and Silence also having a lot of success there in that engagement. So 4 elims so far coming through for Intense Game. But yeah, Alter Ego, it looked bad. It looked bad. They had to have a bit of a reset there and try and find some compensation. They didn't find all of those knocks and flushes, but Rosemary's certainly been putting the fear into these teams surrounding them.
You love the heads-up call as well, obviously, just playing off one another, have the respect to play from distance, just go for those more solo maneuvers. They're not just thinking, okay, slow this one down massively, look to rat it out. They're actually keeping themselves involved. They've got the gun skill for it, bro, so it makes sense. Like, even with a rough start, just see what you can do, play your own game.
It looks a lot more confident as well from Alter Ego. In the past, you see a lot of these teams coming through, especially previous iterations of Alter Ego, a little bit too passive. And again, it reminds me a lot of Sook from yesterday, where he was just going for plays where in that moment, it was the necessary play to make, but it was risky. So they go for this 1-1 split here coming through from Alva as well as Rosemary. And you're right, they were playing off each other very, very well. 4th Rise, they don't over-egg the pudding here. They play Hat in. They've got Noki in the back line there. Influence Rage is on the way from that western side. So at this point in time, I'd quite like to see Falak pull himself off from this position. I think it's just more worth his time to hold Hat in and give up the ghost on that compound. Just hand that over towards Vision. They can hold your south side.
Yeah, it's a good call instantly as well. You can see they've got the audio from this. So as soon as they've got Vision, call for the backup, like you said, they reposition from it. They're not going to guard towards the circle edge there on Vision. And you can see everyone starting to make their move over. It's DRX that are close behind Influence Rage on that crash up towards Hatin as well.
Yangon Galacticos back on screen. Sandhawk Demons, but a little bit quieter in this one. DRX are backstabbing over towards Influence Rage, using the shallows to get the car across, but for how long will R8 be able to hold on to this one? They're heading over towards the compound that Vision would have desperately liked, but Vision is late.
Rosemary still finding impact in the elim feed as well, keeps it going, but let's see if they've got crystal clear vision on this one, or if in hindsight it'll be problematic. Getting the nades ready for the burst over. Meanwhile, looking rough as well for Fire Flux as they're being burned down, but still get a knock over onto Lil Boy. So at least some influence there back over onto the Rage squad.
Yeah, nades are just primed a lot earlier here from Vision. Yeah, R8 does have to back it off, but no one's focused down towards this fight, so R8's not getting stabbed in the back by anyone on that north side. So Influence Rage, DRX, Fireflux, who even took a fight in the middle of all that, didn't find anything off the back of it because they got sandwiched between two very hard stale pieces of bread in DRX as well as Influence Rage, which is not a comfortable position to be in whatsoever.
Not the sort of sandwich you want, mate. Crumbs absolutely everywhere on that one. Placemat would need a wiping.
It would. Or just removing entirely.
Yeah.
There's no saving it.
Rosemary is literally living his movie. Immediately.
How much has he done?
It's got to be up there.
In the thousands at this point. Nuts. Alpha Gaming have Doc very, very close by to Rosemary as well as Alva. Alva's probably passed that information back, and Alva will just find him. Doc's down for Alpha Gaming. Not the most amazing start. Definitely some presence was shown, but only the 5 elims on that match. But it's better than some teams. Better than some teams.
It feels like one of these actually where they're kind of just inciting it as well. It's like Rosemary going, feed me more. Give more to him. And there's more on the menu, Blank.
He's just seasoning the team at the moment. Getting themselves some more points on board. Currently the highest scoring right now in terms of eliminations inside the lobby. That's all just been with 2 players. But look at that. That is a horrible shift for a lot of teams. People kind of wanting this one to move away from Heartland, and 4thRives might just get themselves a freebie off the back of this one. They do have to play it smartly, though. I like that T24 as well as Falak have sent out over towards that eastern side. You play along that cliff edge. They know that there's 2 teams off towards the western side. Noki just needs to keep looking in, pulling out the telescope now and again. Realistically, their main problem is going to be Regnum Karya trying to push up over towards that cliff face and that rocky outcrop. So Falak as well as T24 going to be very aware of this.
This was DRX, obviously. They got up close towards Influence Rage quite some time ago, but they've been biding their time up until now. Dive in towards the compound, looking to force them out and see if they can seize control of this one. Leave themselves with good compound control inside of the zone. Dive in instantly, find the first pickup, and start to at least secure themselves some cover to play with. Vision as well, popping back up. That's the delayed fight between them and R8 that's been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, good timing from Influence Rage. I think they realised that, honestly, for them, they need to start backing it up. But for DRX, that was a tough situation to be in. I'm glad that they make the move that they did. They had to happen then, because there'd be tons more teams trying to wrap on that western side. Right now, Alter Ego is in a massive fight and currently are decimating over towards Ida. Only Emre still up and kicking. This is 7 Elim, 6 for Rosemary. Both players doing a hell of a lot right now.
Well, this was the thing as well, right? Obviously, he's been playing for that position up and high for so long. They got vision. Oh, they realized they were ahead of them. Tried to go for the backstab into it. Rosemary found some impact now. Down and out. All up to the last remaining member. Falls out. They're able to keep themselves in it. I mean, fair play for the amount of influence they've had on the lobby. For 2 players, Blank, with Rosemary popping off, that's big.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, especially with how it started as well with Thunderdogs. I do think that's a classic Rosemary moment. Didn't really wait for Alva to get in a position and just try to gun it, try to finish that one much quicker. Yes, they had to get a move on, but that could have been played better.
I think he was hyped, if I'm honest.
He was feeling it.
Right?
Yeah, he was feeling it.
It's just one of those. He's gone for the solo play, thinking mechanically he's just going to pick it up on himself, because he was really just absolutely slaying. Like the quick shots he was getting from on high, you could see. Didn't matter. Distance wasn't real in his mind.
Yeah, try to get Medieval on him, but it's not meant to be. Vision. Trying to make their way up, but Regnum Karya is in good spots. Whenever we see Regnum Karya, typically underneath the bridge.
Where they feel most comfortable.
It is.
They need a roof overhead. I understand it. Sometimes you've got to just tuck in. It's like being underneath a desk. Let's see what they can do, though. When push comes to shove, so many bullets raining in from either side. Marcelo is able to get into a little bit of a cheeky angle around the backside as well. So he's got cover here. Focus drawn over from the other side as that's Falak that gets vision onto them. It's a big pickup.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Falak was just holding this angle for that eventuality when Regnum Karya started to move up. You can see that cliff face exactly what I'm talking about, but you have a small amount of vision as they make that cross. They didn't quite get Loxy, who's going to step up now. Falak immediately retreats back into cover. He's playing around that hard cover as well. Awesome stuff. Yeah, again, I love this player, man. I really, really do.
They needed that as well. That peak there, they had to get the full commit off the back of it, because now you've exposed so much vision in the back line, and literally 2 vision that were just waiting for an opportunity. All attention's turned. You can see once again focusing on that, knowing they're lurking underneath the bridge.
If T24 and Falak even feel like it, they could just go for some nades over the top here, and they could probably cleave through Regnum Karya fairly easy off the back of that, especially if they want to hold on to those nades a little bit longer. Lovely toss there coming through over towards Toshpik, leaving Regnum Karya now as just 3.
It's the spacing as well. You're right on the money, Blank. They've got to try and push up and fight together on this one. Baiting out the crosshairs. Volt from the back line gets one straight in between the eyes on Silas. There's the damage back from Falak as well. Finding the opportunity to third party onto it. And Vision go down.
Getting the steals on that for 4thRives. I mean, they've been playing pretty passive this game, but just still finding those moments where they're keeping teams at bay. They make the good decision. Noki and IQ play over towards the northeast side where they can extend their timeout as long as possible. But there's a clear reason for this. They're holding that northeast side for the players coming up from the pontoons on that northern edge, and then you've got T24 and Falak playing off one another perfectly over towards players that might be coming up from that bridge. So they've got all the angles that they were worried about closed down. They know that Influence Rage and DRX are taking a lot of attention from one another. This is just lovely from 4thRives.
Yeah. Like you said at the start of the show, mate, they've been thriving. Once again, it's happening here. Decision making is crisp. Silence goes down. Knocked out by IQ with the quick heads-up maneuver. He's got control towards the ridge of the roof, taking the peaks in. They've got so much freedom here.
Yeah, it's just picture perfect. I mean, this is exactly how you'd want to play Heart in. Yeah, they've had the circle look at coming up this way, but you don't normally see teams just calmly and efficiently set themselves up for any angle that might be an issue for them coming into the future. Falak's going to go for another peek over the top. Now, he is the solo right now, so you have to be very careful about this, but usually he is, and he'd rather come back into hard cover than just go for a full commit over towards Regnum Karya. He just wants info right now.
Yangon Galacticos as well. They've been waiting in the weeds, back down, trying to keep themselves just out of dodge until an opportunity to actually strike into this. Relatively quiet compared to obviously their opening game yesterday. We'll see if they can steal out any points the longer this one goes on. You can see just observing more than being thrown into the forefront of it right now.
Yangon Galacticos just looking for a higher placing. I mean, 6th place is not bad, but it's not going to get you a lot of placement points. You typically want like a 3rd, 2nd, or a 1st. A 1st would be nice for anyone, but yeah, getting up towards the 3rd or 4th here would be decent points to have. Pedrino goes down. That is off from Diego. The other side of things from Influence Rage. Has been putting in some damage here, but for Influence Rage, this is going to be a tough breakout from this building.
Yeah, it's a risky position. Obviously, you have that opportunity of knowing DRX crashed in early. They'll have that vision on the cross if they want to go for it. Seeing the attention turned. IQ again, same angle. Just living.
Such a ballsy angle as well he's got. They will have to push off now. But there's so much open ground in front of them. They're just going to be clean on this one. This moves completely away from Influence Range to DRX. And 4 Thrives have the opportunity to do something very, very good here.
DRX got a nice burst. Up close and personal with the nades. They've had him trapped for so long. And this is going to be infuriating Rage for them. Not really much room to breathe either zone. Nipping at your heels, DRX have finally smoked you out.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous hold. Sizzy actually being able to get over towards that warehouse, then just play off that off angle. They knew that coming out from these crates is going to be really, really difficult. So very, very well done. Through from them. QXZ now going to peek out, but T24 goes for a quick pre-fire on the angle. This might come down to 4 Thrives versus Regnum Karya at the end of it. Smile's not making his way through. Way too far from the distance.
Yeah, pinned down, no room to breathe. Whoa, deep nade. Hyunbin feeling the force of that one. The follow-up. Big brain decimation as the Nitro's on target.
No way! Oh my days. Yangon Galacticos is actually finishing a lot of that off there, but I mean, IQ's bought his team a massive amount of space.
Oh yeah.
Well, that could have been a terrifying fight for them.
Well, it's mad.
Delays it.
Great work with the nades, man. T24 as well keeps it going. Spots out Yangdong. Able to get the shots back over, keep them pinned in. There's been no room for him to move up whatsoever this entire time. He's basically just sitting ducks. It feels like, again, this has just been 4 Thrives lobby.
It's been clean. 12 elims on the game from what typically for a lot of teams I would say is a fairly passive position to play, but they've had so much influence. And IQ turns what could have been a 4v4, which was easily third party by Regnum Karya, into now a situation where they have to get into a 3v4. But look at Falak moving up over towards Loxy, playing on an off angle. He's spotted now. Just a 2v4, and Regnum Karya could be taking this home.
Silas, the shopkeeper, with the quick checkout on that one. Deals the damage and keeps on moving, bobbing and weaving with the attention turned on them. So the manpower advantage is good right now. In a position where they can build from this. But wait a minute. Oh, the Romeo story. He goes in for the stab in the dark. T24 with the battle back down to the final 2, and 2 are knocked. Battles it out. They're trying to scrap up close. DBS firing shots. Silas from the side, and that's enough to steal it away. It was a good game from 4 Thrives, but in the end, we know who really walks away with a chicken dinner.
Regnum Karya, good stuff for them, honestly, playing in a very difficult position. They bided their time, they made it work from that bridge side. The roof over the head was good, kept them warm and decent all the way until that end game. For 4 Thrives, though, I think you come away with that one very happy with the, I think it was 13 elims they ended up with, so a 19-point game. I actually think they're on top in terms of the match rankings compared to Regnum Karya there. Another banger coming through from 4 Thrives.
It's mad that it just looks so consistent right now. now. And it was the split as well. Like the way they're actually playing off one another in what was a very intense choreography of PUBG Mobile there. Like you're having everything thrown at you. The kitchen sink's coming your way, handled it perfectly. No pressure, no sweat, just perfect elims.
It's a real clean way to play that 2-2 split as well. And that wouldn't have worked if they've not identified the DRX and Influence Rage on that western side, so they could just fully focus over towards Regnum Karya as well as intense game. In the meantime though, we're going to take a little less intensity and send you to a break, and we'll be back very shortly.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! Reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my spark. We'll crowd a new load of Cybertron. Victory for all sentient beings.
That Sandhawk was definitely worth the wait. And we didn't get a hot drop, but we did end up getting at least a back-to-back in a way, Max, from Regnum Karya.
Yeah, I mean, they did it on Miramar yesterday with the last chicken dinner of the day, and now they do it again on day 2 here on Sandhawk, and a very good game for them. It was going towards Hutton for a big portion of this game, but the one team that decided to not go to Hutton ended up getting the chicken dinner by holding the portion under the bridge, which, as we saw, was the main reason why they were able to get that chicken dinner.
And one thing that we were enjoying, that we were talking about during that match, Neptura, was that split split that Regnum Cario was doing. It was an interesting split.
It really was. I liked it a lot. I thought it covered all of the bases that it needed to cover, right? You had 2 on one side of that river. You had 2 inside of zone. They were just making sure nobody came around. The other good thing about that is that high ground, that compound on the wrong side of the river, let's say, actually does a really good job of getting as much info as possible down to the south side. So they were able to know a lot of what was going on in that circle.
Yeah, I mean, because of that, they gave themselves 15 points, second top team when it comes to overall points this game, because look at that, 4 thrives, 13 points. Okay, they're in the finals, guys. We're good.
I think
Pakistan in the finals, let's go. But no, Regnum Cario said they were able to scout, saw that spot under the bridge. Oh, it's free. They instantly send it. Don't have to do any extra scouting. You take that position, and because of that, they're able to defend against Vision, against Yangon Galacticos, and actually claim a game-winning position at the very end, because as we saw, it tended to move away from Hatton itself. So a very good game from Regnum Cario. This is definitely a lot more aligned with my initial expectations of what I wanted to see this team do.
And one thing that I'm kind of just pointing out here is for Team Vision, they did end up getting 6 eliminations, Neptura, and the rotation that they were able to do, I was impressed by. It just didn't end up working out for them.
I'm really sad that it didn't work out, honestly. I loved that play of them going under the bridge, fighting for that position. It was so nice. I just think that maybe they got a little bit too caught up in the previous fight with R8.
Yeah.
And it just didn't really go that way. But it's a really interesting thing to think about, because that particular compound where they had that fight with R8 is actually, you see those teams that fight there always take way too long. So I think it's something to think about, something to consider when you're talking about where to go, what compound to use, because if you end up fighting there, it just seemed to take forever.
Now, during that fight that was happening between Regnum Cario and Team Vision, I did notice that Pubg was kind of third-partying a little bit. He ultimately ended up eliminating Team Vision, at least some of the players there. We were having a back and forth, Max. We were wondering, would that be the time for Pubg maybe to just not overextend too much, but see if maybe he could third party even more? Because if he would have taken more players from Regnum Cario, I think it would have been an easy win for them.
Yeah, I think you don't want to take that heat against Regnum Cario at that point. I did like that he was trying to get an angle. You can get an angle under the bridge, but you can't get an angle on the dip of Regnum Cario. And that's why I was so confused with Vision. Why are you stopping under the bridge when you're actively being shot at by Phallic? Send it on to the side of Regnum. Take the fight. If you get eliminated, at least you tried. But if you win, you get a bunch of eliminations onto Regnum Cario, and you're safe from all those teams trying to take shots at you from Hatton itself. So I think the Vision got a little bit too hesitant, and that did cost them the game, I think, this time around, because it could have been a Vision chicken dinner, would have been the first Mina chicken dinner. That would have been an amazing thing to see happen here in Riyadh.
That's interesting. Then you think that they didn't extend enough? You think that they stopped too short by going under the bridge?
Which not only gave an angle for Phallic, but also makes it very nadeable because it was hiding behind pillars and walls, and Regnum just kept chucking it over the side. So I think that here you just commit to the push. You can stay under the bridge for maybe, 10 seconds, get information, get the game plan. We have to send it, and especially Regnum in the little dip, which is very nadeable. I don't know how many nades they had, but if they had a few, you need to play around that utility to transition in that dip, because it was such a good defensive spot.
I see you pondering stuff there. Is there anything you want to add to it?
Well, because you and I thought that them stopping under the bridge was actually a fantastic play. I see what you're saying about the angle from Fourth Drives. I see what you're saying there, but I felt like overall it was a really good, at least initial position to take. I did think that Regnum Cario maybe had a little bit of a split. Some of them were under the bridge.
Neb, are you talking about when they stop on the bridge on the other side? Not this side that Fourth Thrives could see, because I think that's the one we were kind of pointing out, right? When they were on the right side of the bridge, not super exposed for Fourth Thrives. I think that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of that, because then they started using those nades onto Regnum Cario, and then you're talking about when they actually just went onto the other side of the bridge.
Yes.
Then they should have gone forward. I see. Okay, because I was like,
makes sense.
We were talking and we liked it. So what are you talking about? Okay,
we liked it up until the point where Fourth Thrives and Phallic was just like, oh, are those eliminations? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to go for that MVP. I'll end up taking them. One team that actually ended up surprising us a little bit too was none other than Intense Game. Intense Game just took care of Thunder Talk.
Yeah, I really liked how they played that. You had 3 teams on that western side. The western side generally in these kinds of zones is always so strong of a position that everybody always wants the mountains. They always want the center. It's the west side that often wins games for teams. So it was really nice to see that. You had 3 teams, Influence Rage, Intense Game, and Thunder Talk. Influence Rage ended up doing the whole thing of going center, going straight for the city, going straight for Hatton. That was fine. But for intense game, and I think what really proved to be the key in their longevity was actually getting rid of Thundertalk, clearing that west side completely, because then they had space to actually move in.
No, I think that was definitely a really good play. I like how slow they were playing it on the coast, especially because they were waiting. What kind of circle are we going to get next? Are we going to have a proper Hattin City finish? Are we going to have a coastal finish? They were kind of keeping their options open. So I do like how slow they were playing it. Though I do think they did fumble towards the end pretty massively because they start splitting. And you need players. You need a full squad if you want to go for a push onto, let's say, Influence Rage, onto your 4 Thrives, onto Regnum Karya. Any push you want to go for, I don't care which one you commit to, you need to have that full squad available at a moment's notice. And they decided to send, I think it's Pedrino, in Hattin and keeping 2 of the players over onto the coast before a play even gets eliminated. I was very confused. For me, there was no clear game plan, and because of that, they just lose players one by one and lose an opportunity to maybe not get the win, but at least a strong podium finish.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, we're going to be going to Erangel. So let's take a look at a graphic where he's going to be showing us the best teams in Erangel. And I mean, no surprise, it is going to be 4 Thrives up there as well. You also got Influence Rage and Team Secret. 3 teams that are going to be playing today. Just a reminder for Alpha 7 Horror Esports, they are not here today.
Hey, one thing that you're seeing here is that 4 Thrives, because Erangel is their best map, clearly. Looking at the average Ilims, they get 8 per game. That's massive.
8?
We played 3 yesterday, and they get 8?
8 per game is absolutely crazy. I was getting distracted by Horror with the 1700 damage average on Erangel, which is also crazy. But yeah, to see 8 eliminations, I mean, we're talking about 8 eliminations in a lobby where eliminations are hard to come by. These guys know how to not get knocked, and so to get 8 average per Erangel is insane.
They get 2 squad wipes per Erangel. Like, just to put into perspective, so...
Damn.
Thank you,
right?
7. Great input. We love it.
I can see your brain just thinking about it.
You saw the damn in my brain right there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been working great, and for a lot of the teams here, it's going to be their ticket to the finals is, are you good on Erangel? Yes, no. And if that's the case, like we saw for 4 Thrives, they are going to be able to go the entire way. Though I do want to go on a quick of a little bit of a tangent here. DRX, we said at the start of the day, we want to see how their bad games are. Here, they do get far into the game, but they don't get close to the podium whatsoever. They get still a bunch of placement points and eliminations. Like, this makes me hopeful that, okay, DRX are trying to find that consistency. It was a very good entry point into Hattin alongside Influence Rage. I want to see more of that come in from DRX. Just, no, you're not always going to get into your top 3, top 5s. Just get eliminations on board, and that's going to be more than enough to make me happy and for them to secure their spot to the next stage.
Well, for DRX, so you kind of got a bit of a sight there. They didn't get super gifted by the circle. They did end up doing a good rotation. But don't forget, for everybody currently watching, from July 25th to the 27th and August 1st to the 3rd, log into Summon Airdrops and collect 2025 airdrop vouchers to enter prize draws for official merchandise, smartphones, BD partner rewards, permanent in-game items, and more. Every participant is guaranteed to win. Additionally, from July 25th to the 31st, vote for your favorite airdrop partner for a chance to receive special gifts from them. Don't miss this year's airdrop carnival and unbox your surprise. Max, have you done it?
Not yet. I did put my predictions in game, though, that I will not share because I will be in danger. But I have not got it because I'm waiting for the
Is it going good? Is it going... Give us a vibe of how the predictions are going.
I've actually got, like, I think about 50% of my predictions are doing very well, which I'm impressed.
Really good for you.
4 Thrives was in it.
Let's give them hit them, like you said.
Oh, okay. I did not.
How are your predictions going so far, Natura? Because there is a eyebrow at stake.
Oh,
2 of them.
Shoot.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
No. Oh, we did agree to this. Dang it. Okay. Yeah. No, it's going okay. It's going okay so far. You know what? I'm happy with how it's going.
Okay. Am I getting that vibe? It seemed like questionable, right?
She's lying.
Oh, not.
She had 8 team spirits, you know.
Hey, if I could, I would, but I can't, so it's fine.
Get Suna pictures everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the main thing that you're going to be just seeing throughout the day. But as we saw a chance there to see the graphics earlier from Erangel, I'm happy to see that 4 Thrives is continuing on this performance, Max. And that was the big question mark that I was going to be having for them. Can that team continue to perform like this? We're going to be jumping into Erangel. Can they continue that consistency? Let's send it over to Blank and Jackie.
Thank you, 7. Can't wait to kick this one off. It's already been damn exciting. First game, Blank, good build up. And of course, if you want to know more in depth, why not check out our official map feed? It's now live. Head on over there and get that read that you need.
Absolutely, the read that you need on the speed of these rotations from these teams, because obviously for the first time ever at EWC we are sharing the map feed here with you. We've been doing it throughout the year, you know, slowly rolling out a little bit of time, but we really just wanted to share with you the inner workings of all the teams. Obviously, me and Jackie been looking at that damn screen for a while now, you know, locking in, making sure you guys know where the teams are, but now you can take a look into the inner workings of PUBG Mobile as well, so make sure you check that out over at PUBG Mobile Esports on YouTube. Enough of that though, we're going to head over towards Erangel itself.
Oh yes, follow your favourite teams and get ready for the scenes that we're going to be witnessing here. Game 2, Day 2, the action is heating up, but who will be beating the heat? That's the question and the tagline, and a lot riding on it. Already some interesting developments from Game 1 in terms of the early explosive hot drops that resulted in a rough start for Alter Ego that somehow turned into the Rosemary show, hoping it won't be as bad of a start, but an even better finish for them this time, Blank.
That's what you hope to see here. I think a lot of fans for Alter Ego, some really good players on side. Alva's been around for a long time, as has Rosemary, but two players that did fantastically well in our last match. I'll tell you who is beating the heat though. That player that had managed to create a small wall of water bottles in front of the camera. Not sure if he's hiding his face or just trying to make sure he stays hydrated. Either way, happy for the guy. In the meantime, though, we're heading over towards Georgia Pole from down in Sosnovka. Alpha Gaming out early, alongside with Ketch from Fireflips, but Influence Rage are in position as well, alongside with Thunder Talks. I imagine they're heading over towards Nova Upmire here.
It's a good system, though, mate. You build up the wall of the water bottles that are slightly cold. The air will then blow that almost as an artificial AC. So maybe that'll even pull them off.
Cracking the lid a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just a little bit of cold air from it. So he's either going to play really hot because he's kind of been like actively cooled.
Yeah.
Or he'll play worse because he's cooled off.
This is really big though, and teams will have to cool off real quick because it's going to be a hot rotation down towards Sosnovka early on here. Influence Rage, Thunder Talks and Alpha Gaming already here. This is big news for them, but there's quite a lot of teams for us. I mean, recently we've more only seen maybe 1 or 2 teams over towards Sosnovka early. So Influence Rage, Thunder Talks and Alpha Gaming very pleased with this one. 4 Thrives and Very Pier. They have a very quick rotation they can make down towards the South Ridge and that little hillside that looks over towards the west and the east. But again, we saw how well 4 Thrives could hold on position last game, so I hope they can do the same here, because you will have teams coming in from that western side and the bridge.
Yeah, sway over the bridge, get that done with early. I think it's interesting as well, you do actually get Alpha up close towards Influence Rage to kick this one off. Obviously, Alpha in the previous matchup, bit of a rough compound crash, right? Losing 2 players early. Might have been a bit of a better story for them. I think that actually was Rosemary as well that got the third party from the ridge onto him, right? Just cleaned up. That's crazy, yeah. We see a little bit of a Alter Ego highlight there as well, opening it up. We get their vision to start. See how it develops. Hopefully it's a big game for them, bro. It's always exciting. Feels like it gets the fans going early.
It does, absolutely does. They've got a very, very good fan base, I would say. Got to actually cast over in Indonesia too, and it is incredible. The energy
I can imagine.
from that audience was unbelievable. Truly stunning and electrifying, just as it is here at the EWC for PMWC. 4 Thrives currently ahead by quite a bit here on 75 points, but DRX not too far behind, 64 points. Now, I would say Regnum Kaiev that last game have really dragged themselves out from the small rut I'd say they're in, comparing them with the caliber they have, right? 57 points here is really, really good to see for Regnum Kaiev, and a team that I expected to do well. You do hear a lot of teams at the moment saying this kind of doesn't matter here in the group stage, but I would go ahead and say this is very, very important. You're getting a direct spot over towards the finals, not having to deal with the pressure on you that happens in that survival stage. You don't want to be there, man. You really don't want to be there.
No, it's so much free information as well. You know, you kind of get that overview. A couple of days off, you get a watch. Yeah. Exactly. Like the difference of going into it in terms of prep, like it's unbelievably helpful. I suppose there is an argument for obviously keeping yourself warm the entire tournament.
Yeah.
I know which side I'd prefer to be on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It was something I would bring up because we've brought it up in the past as well, where staying warm throughout that survival stage and making it into the finals is good, but there's also exhaustion that comes with that because it's back to back to back, and you're fighting for your tournament life for, you know, few days. But it's not easy. It is not easy. Fireflux right now, one of our teams from our groups, which has really suffered. We saw them try and get into the west side of Hartin. Really struggle there, Jackie. Saw them go down very early to influence range DRX, who sandwiched them. But yeah, we're going to see DRX right now looking to go for that rotate we talked about earlier, off towards that western side.
Oh, it's a nice first shot, actually. You see the dive in from Alter Ego, DBS behind the door. Walk through that, you're not breathing anymore. Instant first contact, mate, but Alter Ego at least clean it back up. They can get the res in as well. He's fine.
He is fine. Alva come back up. They definitely want to keep him on board. Working together with Rosemary was very, very nice. Last game, as we saw. But this is not the end of the road for them because they've got a long way to go. Long way to go down this western coast. Yangon Galacticos are going to be in front of them. Many teams actually going for this western rotate as well across the bridge. So you've got Kinotrope just making their crossing now. And it's interesting to me that Fourth Thrive's actually opted to go far south here, Jackie.
Yeah, it is actually. I wonder what the setup is going to be late game for them as well. Like obviously the way they've been playing this, it's been really good in a lot of the individual fights, but I think their communications look good for the rotates so far. All of day one felt really good in terms of decision making. Hopefully that's a trend that's just going to continue because they are ridiculously compounding points. I mean, 75 off the back of the first game of day two. Really good spot. Heads above water firmly. They're not just doing the doggy paddle.
No, they're not in the doggy paddle right now. We're in the big pool. We're big pool right now, the infinity pool for them if they keep getting these kind of points. But you're looking at like a 10-point average here at the moment. Just a little bit under the 11-point margin, which is an incredible result for an international. Very hard to do. Typically teams that have managed to maintain a 10-point average, it's very obvious that they're going to stay in and head through to that top 8. So I think for Fourth Thrives, they're not worrying too much at the moment. There is something to be said about teams saying that they don't really, they're not minding this group stage too much, and they can always play in survival stage where you do take the pressure off yourself a little bit. But I do think that being able to perform here without that pressure and getting those points on board, super important if you can just leisurely make your way into the finals.
Do you wonder for Yangon Galacticos as well, if it was more of sort of, playing to the best of their ability yesterday early, and that's going to obviously taper off, because it felt like there was maybe some opportunities in game one here. It didn't really seize the day too much to really squeeze as much potentially as they could out of. Here it might look like they might even get nipped at on the heels as well by Alter Ego towards the back line. We'll see how that develops. Obviously a big shift, everyone making their move over towards the zone now.
It's a wild amount of teams. Having 16 teams, 63 alive here, and the majority of the squads are in Sosnovka. This is sort of a different stage we're seeing here. You're right, by the way, getting nipped in the heels by Alter Ego, coming slightly late towards Primos. Managed to find one of the players there over on Yangon Galacticos. And even finding Smile as well. This is a good turnout coming through from Alter Ego. They don't blow up the boat either, so that's an option for them if they want it. But yes, so many teams up towards Sosnovka. It's very, very impressive, and I think it's just a case of international. You don't want to go for these bridge camps. You don't want to delay. You're all looking for those points. You know how important they are. This is a quick format, right? It's a very, very fast format.
It was only Romeo and SayCloud that were able to get away by sailing literally through the clouds, just making sure they keep their distance and find a back door in towards the zone. Alter Ego, like you said, it is actually a smart heads-up maneuver as well. Just get the full knocks into the converts, make sure we've got the boat. Fair decent amount of loot as well, actually. Yangdon actually had a good stock, so you've rebuilt that for yourself. They'll be able to take a leisurely stroll over, join everyone else eventually.
I think this second zone is going to be the one that I'm most curious about. Right? I think there's a lot of opportunity for this to go a fair few ways. We've not really committed to either side of the island at the moment. It's pretty dead set on being Sosnovka. I don't see it going any other way. But sending far out towards that eastern side, massive amount of water in this one as well. Fourth Thrives can be very pleased with themselves that they headed south to give themselves a comfortable rotate off towards that eastern side. They could even make a really, really quick swing over towards Novorevnoye, set themselves up in the buildings early if they wanted to, because this is only going to come closer into the map, unless there is a crazy option of it moving far west. I do think for Fourth Thrives, heading towards Novorevnoye right now, or at least just outside it, would be a good idea for them.
We'll see how their day continues. Curious if Vision are going to be able to sort of dust themselves back off as well. It felt like their split sort of late game yesterday. Things started to really go skew for them, but overall when they can play together as a fully fledged unit, they had some good moments, some good excitement that was on board from the team. Curious if we'll see much more.
Yeah, I mean, we saw from Vision at the start of the day as well. I don't know if you remember, but we were watching them flick through their map sheets. They were giving the thumbs up for the Sandhawk, for the Miramar, but they weren't too sure about the Erangel. Honestly, there was some shaking of the head going on there.
Thumbs down.
There was a thumbs down. There was a thumbs down. And it shows humility at least. They realize where their problems are. Hovercraft in play here for Regnum Kaya. Managed to get a hold of one of those, came across late on the north side from Sharkfin, down towards Grandma on the north side of Sosnovka. But since then, they have been moving far into the circle. Prospect gets caught out by Kenotrope, and there is no response, so he will not be getting backups. This is up towards Observatory at the moment. They're making a long run here in the hovercraft.
Kenotrope looking to make that one a little bit of Keno from the sideline. Points can be stolen away from it. Up top as well, TT with the bullets down, raining onto them. Use the backdrop of the vehicle for cover as it detonates. Cool guys don't look at explosions, Blank. They're all very cool. We know this.
I mean, Wild was taking some double takes.
No, he didn't look. He didn't do the Patrick's do a triple take.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He was just making sure it had exploded. I guess it's a rough position for Regnum Kai to be in. I mean, no vehicles to be spoken of, and it's a long run, but at least they are over towards this eastern side, and it's more than can be said for a lot of teams that came in late here. It is just going to be pretty rough in the interim, right, for them. It looks like even Thunder Talks are having a look over this way. King sweeping around, and another, the Dacia's out to play. What are you doing?
Yeah, not ideal. The dastardly Dacia being dealt with as Loxy's able to get the flick off easily. Pulls him out of the driving seat. Curious as well, with one of my eyes glancing at the map feed. These late crosses on both of the bridges going to be problematic. Close grouping. Vision most likely having an easier time of it, but obviously for Alter Ego, they might actually take this one in their stride if there is a fight that breaks out, to be honest, bro.
It's a what? So they didn't take the vote, right? They moved across Ferry Pier. I think they've read into the fact that four Thrives like to move very, very early and just get into the map, so they've got a comfortable way in. And also they're assuming that most teams already made that big migration off towards the eastern side. So I think it's a good call. I don't think they had to take the boat after all, especially with this hard eastern shift. Silence is going to have to be real quiet in the future. Pros down, but Prestel G in position. Oh man.
It all gets a little bit awkward.
And he falls through the map.
He's gone. He's done for. Goes falling down in the end. Quick bandage up on the action as well. Sort yourself out. Keep on moving.
I think everyone probably hates me when I call him Prestige. I know it's Prestige, but come on.
The big Prets.
But I will never stop calling him Prestige.
It's good.
Sorry.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
I respect it. Falak lives for these, doesn't he?
I mean, he's got 10 bullets. I don't know what he's doing.
Don't matter. He'll make them count. Watch. All right, watch this. Next time we cut to his POV, I tell you, it's going to be 2 headshots, those 10 bullets, that's going to amount to 2 knocks, hands down.
No backpack, 1 ghillie, 10 bullets. That's all you need. It's not looking amazing, but for QXZ, the QBZ, only 60 bullets total in the back pocket here. I don't really know what Falak's looking. I think he's got a red dot as well.
I think the thing is, he's got vision for it to at least know if they're pushing up.
50 bullets.
Like they've got a wide berth on it where you've got the backline stab in as well. Not just getting the read, T24 up on the actual side as well to take the peek off his contact. Yeah. You can at least just get info. Obviously, they won't have the blessing of knowing the ammo is limited. Couple pot shots, get their attention on him. You could peek him from the side, get the back door on it.
Alpha Gaming, though, making an entrance from the sidelines, coming in from the wings. It is very open ground, though, and QXZ will have the number on it. A lot of bullets for the S12. But close range, he's pretty set to go. Sizzy and Soez in the background there. QXZ forced to hold down this entire position. 16 teams still alive, though, Jack. It's astonishing. It really is astonishing.
It's quick shots from top as well. Mini 14 coming out to play. Bullets whiz through. QXE down, sleeping now. All Z.
Fourth Thrives will have to move out here over towards the northern side. Give the Ghost a knife, a cruel circle. We talked about how Vision had been a little bit slow to the party. Turns out they turn up just in time. Well, the dinner plate's full of food here, but that's a bit of a saviour coming through from the circle for them as they cross that north bridge. They'll likely want to hold out Gamax though, as they move in from that north side. R8 similarly making a very low late rotate here. Team Secret coming in behind them. Playzone even just takes down for Heater, so yeah, he's not going anywhere. Wrap him up in the thoughts here and send him home.
Yeah, just filling on that one, unfortunately for him. Not going to be the meal deal he was hoping for. So punished by the timings, you were saying, the party analogy just comes back around. And really, you are right, felt like Vision kind of have gone in as the guest of honor. They can set themselves up potentially for the position you've fallen into now. And there they are, actually. Good connection across, just playing on the edge, keep them inside of the blue and rip them to shreds with the bullets, Blank.
Yeah, it's been a VIP entrance, 100%. Straight on the red carpet across this bridge and into position. So I could have sent her up, and I think for Thunder Talks, actually it's a bit annoying. I think they could have just held Observatory. I mean, Regnum Kai weren't in really any position to challenge them, and if they were up towards Observatory, had that amount of sightlines to work with, cleared out that south side with 4 players, then moved in a little bit later and just ignored the fact that Regnum Kai existed, this could have been a lot better of a game.
Rejoin now with Alter Ego as well. It's Rosemary once again that's finding influence. Ooh, wow, that is rough. Quick shot. Beautiful work with the DBS. Big Papa pump, mate.
Yeah, S12K there, look lovely. Moana though doesn't want to let this end too quickly, but in the meantime Alpha Gaming have spotted a weakness on the sidelines.
Shots back over, trying to dip into cover to stay alive. Moana making moves at least on Ajol, so Alpha lose one. Reply back over as well, ripping out quick shots. R8 feeling the brunt of the damage, but Alpha also struggling to contend with this. Fights breaking out across the map as well. Regnum Karia taking head on against 4 Thrives. Influence Rage even popping up into the commotion.
Yeah, 4 Thrive just out. Weren't able to make that position happen on that south side despite being on the map so early. Rosemary able to find Doc there. The Alter Ego still alive into this one. 18 lips on the match. What's happened?
That's what I mean, I don't know how they do it. They just seem to make it work. Put it together even when they're in a really rough spot. And this is back to sort of deja vu, right? Alter Ego, 2 players left to try and pick up the scraps. Finishing off the last of the GMX boys on the cross as well there. That's Vision closing down the chapter they started on Control of the Bridge.
Hilltop. Thunderdog's currently controlling that one. And they're hoping for a sudden shift. It would make for a very fun game. And an entertaining game for us as well. Team Secret, we saw them on the stats earlier. Very successful on Erangel so far. See if they find that same kind of success later. We do get a little bit of a southern shift. Keeps Thunder Talks in, but you got on this crescent moon wrap for a lot of teams on the northeast side.
The highlight there of some of the fights as well that have been going down in the meantime. For top, barely alive, sliver of HP, got to top himself back up literally and keep himself in the fight. Similar story over for Team Secret that have been playing quite a late game on this one. Most of it's been rotation through the blue, so finally we might start to see what they're made of. Influence Rage consistently popping up. It feels like they're always trying to find some kind of control inside of this game. Getting as good as they get though at the minute, down to just 2 in the battle of attrition. Secret forced to play medic as well, get their players back up here. It's interesting, it was actually the rotate from Rosemary and Co as well, resulting once again it just being him, the main man. They took a head-on fight versus Vision, did not go well. I wouldn't count him out though, Blank, even as a solo, room for him to sort of show us what he can do.
I think it's a big shot. Willing to get in the vehicle though, get gone. Got Morado on the road. Heads over towards top, thinks second about it. Playing behind the monster truck here, and Rosemary's just going to double down here. Drops the deck. Oh, yeah, a little bit of an aggressive play there. Adrian will find that alter ego out. Despite that, you know, a 7-point game to start off with into an 8-pointer without really getting all that far into both games as well. It's pretty good. Then comes Vision over towards Kinotrope. Regnum Kaya on the side, and that's one player down immediately.
Nades underneath the fence as well. No protection to play with as the legs are blown out. They've got to get up close and personal. Response back, Nade the compound. Volt looking to get himself in once he's topped up on the HP and avoid the sideline from Regnum Karia. Meanwhile, from distance, Diego gets Vision on them. Battles back, few shots over. Volt's POV with the DPS up close. Looking to make some noise on this one.
Volt's in for an electric finish here. Shing actually on the top side. Taking some good shots down. Diego's just going to keep sending those pot shots through. And they don't know. They don't know the angle. Kinotrope suffered to it.
Oh, the timing on it as well. The slight peaks. Diego's living his movie right now. Like, you've got prime time Vision straight in. It's uncomfortable for them. So Vision trapped on the back. You've got to hunker down. It's a great angle for him.
They do love that Regnum Kaya able to hold off versus 4th Rise. You saw a bit of a replay earlier with Silas on the DBS, just looking clean as anything. This is difficult. Team Secret actually have the surround sound system going on here versus Thunder Talks. 3 corners they've got locked down for them. So Thunder Talks are going to have a little bit of difficulty getting off from the top of Observatory, depending on when this next circle goes. They'd love for it to send southwest. Pretty central though. Still cuts them a piece of the pie though. Team Secret immediately making an adjustment over towards that eastern side. Still covers them off though. And I think that's the main thing for Team Secret, is that they are holding this angle, which is safe. Oh, no. Get back inside. Get back inside.
I mean, in the commotion, they at least took a few shots back up towards King. But God, yeah, it's scary. Not ideal whatsoever. Hunker yourself down. Stay away from the windows and the doors. It's not what you want whatsoever. Yangon Galacticus back in the Elim feed as well, as one player gets knocked onto their last legs here. So much map control to work with as well up on this ridge. Good vision, especially down here towards the main compound fight with the 4 split. Got a read on this one.
Yeah, Fireflux is going to have some difficulty. It's an incredible amount of oversight that Thunder Talks have. Very hard to deal with. Yangon Galacticos sending across, Romeo behind. Look at the regroup with his Juliet and SayCloud. How long will this love story go on for, as Romeo will get battered down by Scarface? One of the best long-range players in Turkey.
No chance for the Bison Blitz, as he's dealt with instantly on that one. SayCloud just got to watch from the back line. Volt, meanwhile, finding an opportunity once again to strike for Vision as they peek back into it. Taking so many bullets for so long, but they turn it back on towards Fireflux. Response there, TT up on top still. Just getting stuck in where they can.
It's a nice maneuver happening right now from Ida. It's a real tough rotate for them from that eastern side, but they made it happen. Got themselves into a bit of a ditch, and here it is. Just trying to take that angle off. A nice nade over the top there. We'll find SayCloud, but this is from Team Secret, and Ida is getting torn to shreds. Darkin's just going to have to send further down. Take up position where SayCloud was. Very unlikely Rita gets away from this. That nade's on target.
Slight bounce back up, saved by the bonnet there. Oh, just out of the flames as well. But everyone else is still being burnt down in the commotion. You can see the battle of attrition. We're quickly wrapping our way through the majority of these teams, whittling down the numbers and keeping you guessing. Smoke wall up, try and provide some semblance of cover. He's still breathing. I mean, the amount of nades Team Secret have cast out, they're throwing all the stones.
And just none are hitting right now. Bended knee just crawling, flinching a little bit from the nades, I'll tell you that now. But yeah, I think Darkin actually might get Rita up. I'm so surprised. He got saved by the bell. It's a bit of a wonky terrain there.
Yeah.
The nade bounces back up the hill because I thought that was on target. So Ida actually get to play with 2. They need to be really aware of catch right now. And I don't know if they spotted the nades coming from him across the road whilst they were engulfed in the smoke. TT is having a great time here. High ground galore. Looking like Obi-Wan here. Tons of vision around the map, and that is gorgeous for them. It is just an uncomfortable set over towards the northeast side now.
Suddenly everyone has to offer themselves up as sacrifice on the Great Migration over. And they're just in the prime time position for it, dude. Like you say, even from substantial distance, just on point with the shots. They've been taking anyone down that tries to fight the back nade round the corner. Volt, the solo for vision, trying to keep himself alive with the 2020. Let's see what he can do.
Nice.
It's a good connection. Pick him off, trying to keep themselves out of dodge as well. The bullets through the slight gap in the window there, whizzing by. Loxy's heart must be pounding.
That's a really nice play actually coming through from Loxy, where he pushes up and doesn't commit to the back room. Right, got no Molotov, otherwise it'd be a very different story. But the only option there for Volt is to run out, so you just have Wild hold that corridor. Yeah, very well orchestrated. I don't think Volt had too many options to work with, and Loxy knows he can bide his time, but they got to move. I think for Regnum Kaya, time might be running out a little bit. M249 spraying off in the distance. The big dog in the distance there for Matcap.
Really just trapped behind the tree. Hoping for a cook nade right on target. The 3-pointer potentially.
Not seeing him.
That's rough, bro. As soon as he pushes up as well, realizing his days are numbered, you get the shot back down from who else but TT. They've been absolutely given free control of this high ground for so long. And you're right, it is the Anakin storyline, mate. It's over for them. Like, the way they've been playing this, no one's had a chance to upset. No one's been able to force them off this angle.
It's been tough. I mean, the thing between Thunder Talks and Regnum Kaya right now is a tree. That's it. Which is obscuring the vision. Good shots from Ching as well. I mean, the fact that they moved down on this as well is very, very nice. They know they need to start getting some new angles. Regnum Kai goes down, and TT get themselves up to 12 elims on the match, but still, Team Secret have set themselves up nicely here inside this Wizard Tower. It was one of the few safe positions versus TT. Unless you run outside and think you're invincible, which you absolutely are not.
Well, I mean, they didn't get punished for it, so at least, you know...
There was panic stations, though.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, it was terrifying, mate. But, hey, you got to live in the present moment, haven't you? And they're still living right now, at least.
One of the big storylines for me, at least, is just Eda. I mean, the fact that they made it across with Darkin and Rita, it was a tough time. This could be a nice nade as well. Heads over towards King. A substantial amount of damage, but that was the last one in the pocket. We'll just send the Molotov across to delay. Best he can do. No damage found from that one on the side. So Rita currently is safe. M79's been brought out now to unleash a bit of smoke, a bit of the mist.
Looking for the prime on the
nade. That's a good one, actually.
He does throw off the vision.
Come on,
yes! He actually makes it work for the first knockback over. Surprising stuff. I thought he'd fall instantly on that.
I really like that. Yeah, that was good. The way he angled it as well. So realistically, you're only playing against one player at a time. I mean, it was just a bit overbearing, honestly. Team Secret, look at the res fruit. AJ just playing on top with some nice nades. Got a little bit too far. Not many bullets remaining now, though. Expended early on as AJ was that high ground player. But this off angle is brutal.
Still just doing what they've been really doing best for free throughout the course. This one, Circles bless them time and time again. They're able to take the instant 1v1s. No real room for trades either, so you're just losing out. Every time they find an elim, it gets worse and worse. Brings Team Secret down to an awful position. The solo dolo. Ooh, nice peek over though. Frankie makes the play, hits the first. Zone going to be nipping at the heels. He's got to get a move on.
Nice.
There's the nade down. And that's enough to blow him out. TT on top, literally, and with the chicken dinner.
It has been more to City from Thunder Talks this entire game. And honestly, whenever they were talking, it felt like whispers to the teams around the lobby. They were so far away the entire time. Not easy at all. A lot of teams lost their heads to this squad playing up in Observatory. Again, we're coming off Sandhawk, where it's a little bit of circle look going over towards Regnum Kaya. And again, you get circle look here before. Thunder Talks as well, the observatory. No one was able to challenge in that position. But I do respect the proactive nature towards that end game.
No, absolutely, man. You know, the fact they took the head on with the split, still controlled the high ground, but were able to force out other teams. So it was always on their terms, which is, in reality, a good way to close it out towards the end there. Never felt like it sort of, you know, started to hit panic stations. They were being shoved. Finally, they were in cruise control for that one.
And I think for China in general, like this is important. It's important for them because there is that issue right now where on internationals, at least the first initial days, it takes a while to adjust to the international teams. But this was good. This was good.
It really was. It really was. And there's going to be even more exciting action coming up soon. So enjoy the replays, and we'll see you in a couple minutes' time.
Okay, that water gun fight had me excited. It made me wait, Max, who won?
The viewers, because that was a great game. That's so cringe. You made me do that.
You were making me want to do it. I'm not gonna do it. But you know what? Thunder Talk Gaming. What a performance by this team. Some questionable plays. I feel like from you and I, we were like, okay, is this team being a little bit too passive? But they knew exactly what they were doing there towards the end.
Don't want to waste that ammo count, right? You want to make sure you hold on to your utility, to your resources. You want to keep your helmet, your vest in a really good position, because the issue is, sure, you might be able to get a lot of elimination from up there, but the main issue is that when you start to run out of resources, you can't loot the crates, and that becomes really, really troublesome for them to try and go for the win. But you know what? They start shooting towards the end of the match. 7 eliminations for AJ, 6 for Jing, the MVP contender everyone is talking about. King playing very well on the high ground, and unfortunately, sitting out this game, it seems, and not doing too good.
And I mean, for the MVP contender, you can see there 1,400 damage. He did end up getting less eliminations there than AJ, but overall a good performance. And I know you wanted to talk about this team early on, Tara.
I do. I have 2 points about this team. Okay. First one, yes, was the zone given to them a little bit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But what I enjoyed from that was their immediate rotation to the observatory tower.
Yes.
Like, immediate. There was no thought about it. They was like, okay, go. We go. And I thought that was really, really nice from them, because a lot of teams would hesitate. We talk a lot about hesitation. I think that a lot of teams would end up thinking about it just too much, where for them it was like, that's where we need to go. That's just what we need to do. Second thing I want to say is I see a little bit of a similarity to Team Weibo, actually, Weibo Gaming, because they kept to themselves, they kept quiet, and they kind of stacked on top of each other until they had actually room to grow, room to spread out, room to kind of do something with what they wanted to do. They made sure that there weren't any surprise angles going to be taking them out from that position, and so then once they were confident in that, they were able to take control.
I feel like that's accurate too. I feel like at first, Max, you and I were like, okay, we're really not enjoying what Thunder Talk Gaming is doing, but then they were able to fix it up there towards the end. One team that did end up surprising us, though, with an interesting rotation, and we're just going to mention it right now. Yangon Galacticos. It worked out for them with the glider.
It did. They went for actually not just a small glider rotation, or the glidation, as we call it. They actually went for, they went from around Primorsk area down the southern side of the military island to enter back into the eastern side, crash into the water on a rock, swim back over to the coast, and play their game from there on out. It was a very wild rotation, and I kind of feel bad because, as we know, the glider is only a 2-seater vehicle. How do you pick the 2 players to go forward? Like, do you do rock, paper, scissors in the back? Like, okay, you survive, give me all the meds, we'll just move on back into the game. That is a rough decision that had to be made, but it worked out.
Just look at them. You guys figure it out. See you later. We're going to try to collect some points. One team that did end up doing a rotation, and it was super, and I mean super, super late. Team Secret. Somehow, I think it was phase 4, and they were still trying to find a way into military, but they were able to find a way into military.
I think that's probably one of the latest rotations I've ever seen in esports. Like, that was wild. But hey, it worked, right? They made it work.
13-minute mark, by the way.
13 minutes? Do you know how crazy that... Anybody who actually plays the game, like, competitively, at least semi-competitively, knows how crazy that is.
Especially when you drop George Pole and the circle is on the literal opposite side of the map. And the fact that they get... What?
Lucky?
Oh, yeah. I think that went without saying, Seven, but the fact that they still find an entry point going into the southern side is very interesting to me. There's definitely a level of luck to that. But then they actually start playing into the Harry Potter Tower. Like, okay, we found a very good position. We're very lucky. We just want to play passive and hope we get a few extra good positions later on. So I like the way they played it after that. I don't want to see that rotation again.
I think as well, it was a really smart rotation to actually avoid so many teams, because
there was no one there.
Well, there wasn't anybody
Everyone
there.
was in circle.
But they were still here with a full squad. Like, everybody else was fighting. They went around to the south side, around to the east, found that tower and stayed there, but they were still a full squad when they went up against Thunder Talk, which I feel like is a feat of its own.
That's a lot of meds. I'm just saying.
It is a lot of meds.
Wait.
Yeah.
Just before we move on to this, just to make sure I am understanding that correctly, right? You're okay with the rotation that they did?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed like you enjoyed it.
No, I liked how they played it. I like how they played after that they were still able, in the midst of everything going on in the late game, to actually maintain a full squad and actually get in zone and be second players. The initial rotation was insane, though.
I mean, you like team spirit, so you like weird stuff. I understand that. That's completely fair. So you keep going.
I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about this one a little bit more, especially when the next game starts. But
how dare he?
We got a fun little segment, Neptura.
Oh.
We got a fun little segment that if you enjoyed that play, what would you do if you were them?
I have 2 things. If I were Falcons, I would actually skirt around to the left side where that off-angle player of TXMG just went down. I would go off to the left and try and get a little bit more of a ground rather than stacking up on each other. If I'm Team ATMG, thank you. I would play it exactly how they played it, to be honest. They treated it like a third party until they got a couple opening knocks and then just full sent it. That's really nice. It was actually only Narvalo that actually ended up getting rid of the team, because then he was able to nade himself, his teammates, but also the enemy as well. But I really liked that from ATMG.
Yeah, one team that's not here and one team. You remember the conversation that we had at the end of the day yesterday too with Team Falcons in regards to that play too. They were saying that they were super surprised that team were even going to. I think it was you and I that were talking.
Yeah.
They were so surprised that team would even push them when they were outside the zone.
Yeah, because they were like, we're in a really bad spot. Why are you pushing this? But I do get it. You know, you have to clear a team. You have to clear a team if the opportunity comes available to you. Also, I think they realized that that Falcons were sandwiched between the teams on the other side of the river and themselves. They were like, if we can just do this quickly enough, we should be able to do it. But also, yeah, it was a very big risk coming in from them.
I can imagine the comms also on the side of Falcons like, oh, don't worry about this team. They're definitely not going to
come here. Wait, guys.
It's Buggy's rolling in the background.
Guys.
Whoa, what's going on? And at the end, no survivors, right?
Yeah.
Everyone got eliminated. I think there was Horror also going for it. So,
mate,
if you're AXTMG, I think you could have gone for the wider rotation south. It would have been safer. But you know what? They're not here today. We can talk about it more tomorrow. There you go.
Okay, you know what? Before we even move on to that, Max, do you think it might have been one of those plays that, for a team that doesn't really have that much experience with a global event, that they're just doing something unpredictable? Like Team Falcons was not predicting them to push them, right? But they ended up doing it, and it ended up working out for them in their favor.
I think it's just a misplay. I don't think it's because of the stage or anything. It's just they didn't see other options at that time.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. You know what? And as you mentioned, none of these teams are here, so we don't really have to worry about them. We'll see what they're going to be doing tomorrow. But I know that the next game is going to be ready. So you know what? Let's send it over to the casters.
Oh yes, we're in position, we're ready for this one. Let's see, Blank, last game for us today. Obviously the halfway point, game 3. Competition's been pretty exciting so far. Some favour from the circles. Everyone knows their shapes today.
That's really caught me off guard.
You didn't expect that?
Didn't expect that. You know, the circle goes in the square hole.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't have a triangle in there. That's the wrong shape.
It is indeed. We've got a pyramid here on the stage. That's a shape.
Well, it is actually physically the strongest shape.
It is.
3 points of structure. The pyramid is by far the strongest shape.
It's like a few triangles.
Yeah. But we saw that from TT. They went for the triangle. Yeah, exactly.
They did indeed. And they played it well. Where's my... Oh, they've got rid of him. That black screen right there, that's the water wall right there. It's been removed.
Yeah, shut it down.
Shut it down. That's unfortunate for us. I was excited to bring that one back. But yeah, no point having him on screen, really.
That's it. It's too much water. Yeah. He's pure H2O.
Yeah, H2O at this point.
Hydrated.
77 points for 4th Thrives, just shy that 10-point average now. But Regnum Kai is definitely bringing it back up to speed. DRX still following in turn with that 64. But Team Secret still looking very good here on Erangel. It was a nice maneuver over towards the Wizard Tower, but not much you can do from there. I think once Thunderhawks realise your position, I don't really know what you do off the back of that. Tough playing path all the way over towards the eastern side. So there's going to be a lot of teams flocking over towards the west. So teams should understand that a lot of this eastern area will be picked up depending on this next circle.
Curious to see how things are going to start to go as well for Alpha. Obviously, like it's just said, halfway point, right? It feels like it's been kind of rough. Aggro. They've been diving in, bro. Like, it's not been ideal. First 2 games, I think, you know, some of the issues they've run into, just losing so much. God, look at the numbers on this, though. Hang on, Falak. God, he's up there.
He's blasting. He absolutely is blasting. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Suk for 396, 4 meters off the max. That's a lovely target to set here early in the tournament.
4 meters shy of the big 400.
Yeah, big. Very, very big. At the moment, we've got IQ and Falak as our top naders with 4 and 3 apiece. Makes sense, really. Very, very good when it comes to that combat using the ordnance. You get a western shift on the circle. Now, I think this is important to bring up as well, purely because we did have that eastern plane. A lot of this area on the western side completely free.
Yeah.
North George open, South George open, Hospital, Gatka. So if you want to get a move on early, heading over towards that side, there's a lot of free areas to be taken. Kinotrope picking up Pachinki. Falcons are not playing here. They're observing today. We had a nice interview, a reflection earlier, talking to Pico, basically asking him what their ideas were today, what they were going to check in on. And I think that Kinotrope drop in Pachinki is definitely something they'll be looking in on, and whether Kinotrope will give it up when they play against one another.
It's looked a little bit shaky as well for Kinotrope. You know, they've had some opportunities where it feels like they see the one chance, the eyes light up, full commit, and then everyone just gets taken down from the side. So it's not really been the absolute cinema you might want for the Kino boys.
It has not. No, it's not. It's not been Kino at all. But I think it's a typical thing where you want to see them get back up to speed. I think Max brought up a brilliant point earlier,
as he always does,
about how, you know, in terms of international experience, there's only really one player there with Ozzy-san. It's difficult getting on a big stage like this, an intimidating stage. The PUBG Mobile World Cup is never easy to deal with. I think if you don't have a lot of that international experience, it's even worse. So the jitters do come early. Now, this is just the group stage. You will go to survival stage. We're not cutting anyone out just yet. So you do have that second chance at least right now, taking these days ahead, just to acclimatize yourself basically to the area you're in, honestly.
Yeah, the schedule, the flow, the noise as well. Like, it gets really loud in there. The reverberations, man. It's kind of a crazy thing, right?
The team shouting at one another across the room.
Well, we were seeing it yesterday, right? Like, everyone was actually popping off and looking super animated.
Giving it.
And I think that's one of the things, you know, when you come into that mix, it is a melting pot where it feels like suddenly you might not just be ready for it. Like, the animation, the human element of PUBG Mobile catches you off guard.
It's the emotional levels as well. It's really nice to see. You can tell when teams are feeling, you know, a little bit down or elated after a win. It's one thing I've noticed about Fourth Thrives, at least, is coming off the back of great games, it's quite calm, actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, collected. You know, there's no mismatch there for them. I think for Fourth Thrives, it's a good thing. Something we saw a lot of times. For instance, Senator used to coach over there for a lot of teams so far, had a lot of coaching experience, but he was always in there calming teams down.
Yeah.
Calming their players down as well, making sure that they weren't getting overhyped when they won a game. They weren't getting underhyped, saddened by a bad game. But it feels like Fourth Thrives have already got that down just with the mix itself.
Yeah, well, if you get that like adrenaline spike straight into the downtime between the next start, it can take it out of you, and suddenly you're not feeling yourselves. It takes a little bit longer to make those snap decisions. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, bro. It definitely can throw you off massively. So there is a fine art to being able to balance it. Keep the heart rate low, but the happiness high.
Yeah, some teams feed off it, though. I know that Alpha 7 in particular, when they have a bad game, there is discord in the team.
You could cut the tension with a knife. Like, we've seen it sometimes on the player accounts.
Revo is not happy with you, so you're having to sort that out as well. But it's almost a hunger thing where I think they're all very reasonable with one another. They're not afraid to be like, this was bad.
Yeah.
We need to sort this out right now. Like, I don't like what happened there, and they will fix it. So they don't get themselves into a situation where they're completely thrown off by their emotions, but instead just feed that into their gameplay, which is tough to do, in my opinion. I think you have to be with a team for a long time, as Mafioso, Korea, as well as Revo have been, so they can have those conversations with one another and not instantly want to, you know, take it out after the games. They're just like, this is gameplay. You know, we're going to complain when we need to, and we'll fix it. But after the day's done, you know, we're all best friends again. So yeah, it's an important thing to consider. Do you want to feed that hunger, or do you want to keep it chillaxed?
Yeah, the unpack of the bag is important. You know, being able to fully break everything down, no holes barred, but then know everyone's on the same page. Just come back in with that mental reset. You see the difference. So the caliber of teams that can compartmentalize it, but understand when you need to call something out.
Absolutely, dude. I think Alpha Gaming's a big one for this because they have some massive names on board. And the one thing I do worry about this team is the ego check. Right? You've got Top, you've got Doc, you've got Zol. These three players in particular, I mean, Reefers has just been an anchor for that team, in my opinion, keeping them all held down, honestly. humble, pretty much. But for those 3 players, they have masses of amounts of experience. And working together, how does that work? Is that why they're getting so aggressive? Everyone wants to just get into the thick of it. I don't think Doc is used to having players that also want to make kind of similar Doc plays, where he can't make a crazy play, maybe get away with 3 or 4 elims and go down, because it's like, well, Zol and Top have joined me for this, and now the whole team is dismembered. It's not good.
No. You see it, though. The optics is there, where it is almost as if, you're all competing against each other within the bounds of the roster with one goal as the main focus. But sometimes it goes a little bit, more the other way than you'd want it to. Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up, and you need to fix it a little bit. Obviously, halfway point of the day, you're relatively far down the overall standings with the points you've been able to acclimate so far. Can't be having that.
It's funny as well, because, we saw earlier that, from the analysts at least, their predictions for today, the teams to watch, was 3 for 3 on Alpha Gaming. And I even spoke to you then, and I was like, hey man, just so we're aware right now, Alpha Gaming, they're looking like this because you can't not predict them. You can't afford not to predict that team, because if they do have a good day, it's going to be monstrous. But at the same time, this is a team that can just fall dead in the water so quick. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. We're just at 8 points over 2 games. There's still plenty of matches to bring that points number up, but I do think for Alpha Gaming, they're a team that, you have to include in the conversation and just keep watch over them. Vision losing a player early. That's over towards that eastern side. I think that's coming through from Alter Ego.
Very well could be. It seems like they're just in the back line there. And they've been a team that's no stranger today, taking fights even when they're in the back foot. Just look very aggressive. It's even for them, right? It's another team where it feels like they've kind of been hit with the unlucky stick with some of the starts, but been able to bail themselves out massively.
Yeah.
The points you're accumulating just off the elims has been huge for them. So one big game, suddenly you're thinking, all right, maybe there is more to be said.
And keep themselves in the mix. I mean, they've already pretty much caught up to Fireflux in 16. Obviously, Fireflux were having one of the worst days for themselves yesterday, and it's not been great today either. I mean, they started on 20 points, now up to 24 points, so it's not been great on the day. But for Alter Ego to get here on what has been a little bit of a rough start, it's nice to see that they're never backing down. Alpha Gaming, though, coming up against Thunder Talk here, assisted by Fireflux. I think Thunder Talk's taken an early exit.
It's like the lineup as well, though. Vision then in the back, further away. Everyone's taking pot shots at one another, so commotion breaking out amongst the 4, resulting in quite a few early removals of players. So dwindling those numbers immediately. Off the chicken dinner last time, that's going to be rough for you, then falling into a position where you are down to, of course, just one player. No real points already established either. So likelihood of being able to squeeze a lot in back-to-back games and keep that energy high, not looking good for him. That storyline, you can put that one to bed.
It's the replay here. Alter Ego picking up that first elim over towards Visions inside that warehouse, just locked him down, didn't let him back out again. Ended up as merchandise inside the building. But Circle, let's talk about this a little bit, right? We've got Ruins involved. Yangon Galacticos have found themselves out. Watertown, where you got Regnum Kaya currently playing. A lot of fielded area down towards that south side and cut off on the west in terms of rotates, with Everest being that super massive high ground. So it's a bit of a weird one to come into, because you have got to go through Pachinki, the fields where 4 Thrives are playing, pass through School and Rozok. It's not an easy circle to be moving through, at least on those outer edges and sweeping. There's a lot of cover in those areas. Equally, you don't really want to find yourself over towards Headshot Hills, which is towards the center here, too early and get it spotted out. So this is very much going to be a little bit of a passive first 20 minutes of the game, I would say. You're probably going to have some scrapes here and there around the map. But yeah, I would say teams are going to take their time with this.
We got that little POV from Toshbek as well. I think it's interesting, obviously, you mentioned headshots there. He was getting more headshots than the photographer, mate. Like, the quick peeks he was going for, it's wonderful to see. Like, stalwart in his defense is right. Felt like he was really good in terms of just defending on entrance. Crisp with the aim. It's what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a good addition. Because, I mean, Loxy, Wild, Silas, been playing together for a very, very long time. Last year, PMGC London, they had Sarah involved. I think Sarah really melded into the team very, very well. And they were shy by 2 points on taking the victory over at PMGC versus D plus Kia on one of the most crazy endings on Miramar on the island finish. Ooh. So they've been looking for someone to play with. I think Toshbik has filled that role very nicely, but it is Loxy who is a criminal with the M4.
Yeah, pandemonium caused with the barrage of bullets. Results in the crash on the vehicle, commits with a knockdown.
He's focused. Well, you see there, dude, like, taking this super serious. It doesn't really make sense as well. They're like 66 points. They're doing fantastically well. I mean, they're catching up to 4th Thrives here.
Yeah.
But everything's on the line. I mean, that comes off the back of getting in on 4th place on the spot that they earned from PMGO. Yet they know they've got a lot to prove to the fans.
This kind of feel like that's sort of been the, a little bit of the narrative in a lot of the games we've seen. We almost look at them as sort of being the bridesmaid, never really the bride, can't quite get it over the edge. There's been a few times where they've been able to steal it away, but so many chances where you're thinking, yeah, they're going to grab this one. Really good spot, really good setup.
Yeah.
Like they're delivering individually. And I think today, again, as well, so much of a chance you could potentially look to lap. But again, you look at this squad in front of you. 4 Thrives, Falak and the boys, they have been playing some phenomenal PUBG Mobile. Decision-making's been on point. The way they've been holding themselves as well. Like you talk about the pressure, physically seeing it on players, there's been none of that. Silas from the sidelines, fires out the shots.
Nice.
Squad set up for it. Loxy straight in. Hard commit onto that as well. Mini 14 takes him down. Vision as well from the side there. Get hit on by Alter Ego.
It's pretty slick stuff as well. I mean, Silas always plays this role. He knows he's got to move this vehicle. The tires are getting shot out. He's going to move back over towards his team. Real sharpish. Now that Team Seeker is trying to backstab over towards Regnum Kaya, but provided so much information from that position, stopped 4 Thrives from getting a crazy spot in there that they wouldn't have been able to dislodge. So losing a player early like that is just going to make the life of Regnum Kaya easy. They also get a nice pickup over towards Falak, just pilfering the loot crate there. So this is nice from Regnum Kaya.
It's vintage Team Secret from what we've been seeing as well. Throw themselves into these positions and really dial it down. Slow down the pace, look for an opportunity. Never really seem to be the squad that goes in to kick it off. They're just playing for the backline, right? Once someone else presents the opportunity, makes a mistake, then they get involved. To a degree, we've seen that passive play work in a couple of the games over the split yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been as clean today, to be honest.
I mean, again, you bring it up here, and we've seen it a lot in the past, the PUBG Mobile. You're so right in terms of that passive gameplay. It really reminds me of Inco Gaming, for instance, who have made it through a lot of events just by playing that passive gameplay, taking a center position, and just allowing teams to come to them and watching the carnage unfold around them. Unfortunately, in recent times, it's just not quite enough anymore, and you do need to be a bit more proactive. Team Secret has benefited off it so far with 59 points, which is, you know, very respectable. But it's one of those play styles that, you know, it keeps you up towards that top side, but it's not going to give you a win, right? It's not going to put you on that champion podium when it's all finishes and all the dust settles. That's the only thing I worry about for Team Secret.
That's the thing, I suppose, is how long does that go their way? R8 with a dive in. Up close and personal here. Good so far up against IG. Able to handle themselves nicely on the crash towards the ridge side. It's a little bit of cover to work off as well. Restock themselves. Made over the top though. That's Volt setting himself. Good distance on it. Nice detonation, clean connection. Nade's right on target. Couple left to work with as well amongst the squad. And they're going with a staggered nade, one after another, getting it close on the vehicle. It's going to land on target. The mortar shells raining out. Vision making it very uncomfortable for R8. However, never alone. Backside, that's Fanta getting the shot off from GMX. You got the drive up here as well. Alter Ego going in. Meanwhile, POV of Solus, that's Fireflux, looking to see if they can steal away any points from the commotion that's been caused here. Smokes up all around. Vision rough for them to get info on this. Nade's going to be close. Right at the feet there.
keep this calm though for them. Scarface looks to move forward. Little underhand over the top side. There's a lot of damage over towards Prestige. And he will go down. But that's the Gamax off in the distance. So stolen away from Scarface. Kedge is res back up again. So Fireflux can continue to play it. They need a whole lot of points here, Jackie. It's not looking good for them. Vision managed to find themselves a bit more cover over towards a compound off in the distance there. But in comes Alpha Gaming. And will this be a moment where Alpha Gaming suffers, or will they take it to Gamax here? They get one res off. One is down, but they're swift with it.
It looked like a huge nade, but it's going to be more the plays that are made up close and personal. Gamax, struggling on this one as the dive comes in from Alpha. They clean up. The Doctor's here.
It's an incredible